Okay, with 2023 almost over with, I thought I'd share with you guys my top 10 anticipated movies of 2024. These are the films that I'm looking forward to the most, and a lot of that is down to the fact that a lot of these films are part of franchises or sequels to films that I grew up loving and play a big part in my love for film. And just due to that personal connection, these are the movies that I'm hoping are going to be fantastic, that are brilliant, that are great, and that they are everything that I want them to be, that I hope they are going to be. And these might be my top 10 anticipated movies of 2024, but there's still a lot of other films that I'm really looking forward to checking out that aren't part of franchises or sequels to films that I've grown up with. And a lot of these movies have been released in the States already, and we don't get them in the UK until January, February or March. Those being Poor Things, All of Us Strangers and The Iron Claw. 3 films that I'm really looking forward to that have been released in the States already, but we don't get until the new year over here in the UK, as well as loads of other movies that I'm really looking forward to checking out. But these are my top 10 anticipated of 2024. Enough rambling on from me. Let's start with number 10. And in at number 10, it's Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Ever since being a kid, I've loved both Kong and Godzilla. I grew up watching these movies, those old Toho movies on VHS, and so they will always hold a special place in my heart. When it comes to these movies within the Monsterverse, I've always had major issues with that human element, the character setup. I've never cared for any of the characters within these movies, but what they do achieve is tapping into that inner child and taking me back to being a kid again, watching those older movies on VHS, and even taking me back to 1997, watching Godzilla for the first time on the big screen. Like, I absolutely adored that movie back when I was a kid, so it will always hold a special place in my heart. And as long as they achieve that with these movies, I will always be there, because like I said, when it comes to Godzilla and Kong action, they absolutely nail it. The trailer for The New Empire did drop a couple of weeks ago, and it looks fun, it looks wacky, it looks bonkers, it looks epic, but the CGI doesn't look great. It looks very lifeless and weightless, and you've got this one shot here that looks very epic with Godzilla and Kong escaping from something, but it still sort of lacks any real sense of scale and just looks very weightless and lifeless. But I'm not going to base this trailer on how bad or good the movie is. It is just a trailer. I'm still looking forward to the film. And as long as it taps into that inner child and just transports me back to being a kid again, watching those older movies, I'm in. So yeah, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire is in at number 10 for me.
What we doing live? Echoes in eternity.
And in at number 9, it's the sequel to Gladiator from 2000, directed by Ridley Scott. He's returning here to direct. And I'm going to be honest, I am one of those people that think, do we really need this film? Do we really need a sequel to that 2000 movie? Because Gladiator stands on its own perfectly. Does it really need a continuation of these characters? And so I'm hoping they're going to prove me wrong, like they proved me wrong with Wonka recently. It's taken them a while to get to this point. I know they've struggled to really find a suitable story and script that, I don't blame them, because, I really don't understand why we are getting a sequel, but I am very, very intrigued. I'm very interested. I'm a big fan of that original movie, Gladiator. I remember vividly that movie coming out in cinemas, and it was an experience. So I'm just really interested and intrigued, and sort of looking forward to see what it is they do with this sequel, and I hope it's going to be worthwhile, and it is a movie that I come out of thinking, do you know what? Actually, yeah, we needed that film. Most of the cast are returning into their roles, including Jimon Hunsu, Derek Jacobi, Connie Nielsen, and you've got newcomer Paul Mescal as Lucius, the nephew of Commodus. So it'll be interesting to see where all these characters are at in their lives as well. So I am definitely intrigued. We got Ridley Scott returning. I'm a big fan of Ridley Scott as a director, so yeah. Gladiator 2, or whatever it's going to be called, because the title hasn't been confirmed yet. We've had no trailers, we've had no posters. But yeah, the sequel to Gladiator is in at number 9 for me. And in at number 8, it's Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. Now, I really liked Part 1. I'll leave a link below if you want to check my review out of the previous movie. Yes, it felt like half a story. It felt like a Part 1, but it was so much fun. The chemistry between the characters was great. The craftsmanship and skill behind the action and the stunts was superb. It's good old-fashioned filmmaking. That's what these films are, and they immerse you because it feels real. My stomach literally dropped during the scene with Cruise on the bike going off that cliff because it felt so real, and that you know that that's actually Tom Cruise on that bike. And that's what these films do so well. They immerse you into these thrilling roller coaster rides, and you could just feel the love and that craftsmanship sort of oozing from the screen. You could tell that these people, these filmmakers that are bringing these stories to life, they love what it is they're doing, and they want to immerse you into the experience. They want to give you that adrenaline rush and get that heart pumping. Like I said, that scene, just from the way in which it's shot, with Tom Cruise on that bike going off that cliff, my stomach literally, it dropped. Like, it's very rare today that you get these action movies that give you that same kind of feeling that they have managed to achieve with these Mission Impossible movies. And that is why I look forward to the next installment so much, because they are good old-fashioned filmmaking where you've got filmmakers that clearly love what it is they are doing, and they want to give you one hell of a fucking thrilling, adrenaline-fueled experience, and they achieve that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the conclusion to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning with Part 2 next year. It's in at number 8 for me. And in at number 7 is A Quiet Place Day 1. The prequel to A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2. I'm a big fan of those movies. A Quiet Place that came out in 2018 absolutely floored me. I adore that movie. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with this prequel, even though I am one of those people that are like, I don't really need everything explained to me. I do like that mystery aspect and just getting glimpses of what's happened. But, you know, it's based on an original story by John Krasinski. He's not returning to direct. It's written and directed by a Michael Sarnoski, who also directed Pig, that I've heard a lot of good things about, starring Nicolas Cage. I've not seen it yet. I've been meaning to check it out, but he is directing and writing here, which is based on an original story by John Krasinski. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's got a great cast, and if it's anything like the previous two movies, I'm in. So yeah, really looking forward to A Quiet Place Day 1, and it's in at number 7 for me. And in at number 6, it's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and it wasn't until a couple of weeks ago when they dropped that first trailer, I'd completely forgotten we were getting a continuation from one of my favourite trilogies of all time. I absolutely adore those previous 3 Planet of the Apes movies that started with Rise of the Planet of the Apes, directed by Rupert Wyatt. Then you got Matt Reeves directing Dawn and War, which I absolutely adore. And I know you've heard me say this a couple of times now in this list, But again, I'm in that kind of sort of position right now where I'm very intrigued and I really want to see this film. But at the same time, I'm like, do we need a continuation? But when it comes to this particular movie, it's more of me being protective of those original 3 movies because they mean so much to me. As long as they handle Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes with the same love and care as they did with those previous 3 films, hopefully it will be absolutely superb. It will be great. It'll be a fantastic continuation of those original 3 movies, because there's plenty of ground to cover. There's plenty of different directions to go in. I really, I can see that. And so it's no surprise they were always going to make another movie. But I'm so protective of those original 3 movies. I'm sort of very kind of wary and cautious. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. You've got a lot of the same writers returning. We have got a different director coming on board, Wes Ball. Now, I've not actually seen any of his movies. I know he directed the Maze Runner movies, and he seems to have done a pretty good job at adapting those novels from what I've read, sort of like the criticisms from those films. So I am hopeful. But yeah, the trailer looks great. I am really looking forward to seeing how they continue this story. So yeah, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is in at number 6 for me. And in at number 5, it's Dune Part 2. I was absolutely gutted that this was delayed, but you know what? Better late than never. And I absolutely adored what Denis Villeneuve did with that first movie, with the first part. You can clearly tell that he loves that novel, that he loves the source material. He was always my number 1 choice. I feel he was the perfect choice to bring this world to life, this story to life. And he proved that with Dune Part 1. And the trailer, the most recent trailer to Dune Part 2, like literally dropped within the last 24 hours. If you haven't checked it out, please do, because it's fucking amazing. It's epic. It gave me goosebumps watching this trailer. It is a fucking brilliant trailer. So please, if you haven't seen it, check it out. And it's got me so hyped for the conclusion to this story, to the first, well, it's the first novel. So yeah, it looks amazing, it looks epic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how Denis Villeneuve wraps up his adaptation of the first novel. So yeah, Dune Part 2 is in at number 5 for me. And in at number 4, it's Alien Romulus, a standalone installment within the Alien franchise. I'm a massive fan of the Alien movies, and this particular film, Alien Romulus, is going to be based apparently between the first film and the second. I was always intrigued or interested within that time scale, sort of like what happened between the events of Alien and Aliens. But this is a standalone. I'm really excited for it because, like I said, I'm a massive fan of these movies since a kid. And I was watching these films when I shouldn't have, at an age where they absolutely fucking terrified the life out of me. But they're also a series of movies that really sort of helped ignite that passion that I have for film. The Alien films mean an awful lot to me, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what Fede Alvarez does with this next installment, this standalone movie. Fede Alvarez also directed Don't Breathe, a film that I'm a big fan of, and if you've seen that film, you'll also see kind of like there's very alien aspects to that movie. I found that by just watching it, I felt like a big inspiration for that movie, and the way in which Fede Alvarez shot that film was very alien. And so I think he's a good choice to sort of bring into this universe, to sort of see what he can do with it. I'm really optimistic. I'm very hopeful. I hope he's going to do a fantastic job, a great job. And if it's anything like Don't Breathe, I think we're in for a treat. So yeah, Alien Romulus is in at number 4 for me. And in at number 3, it's Beetle Juice 2, the sequel to another film that I grew up watching and loving, that holds a special place in my heart. We're finally getting a sequel to Beetle Juice. It's also the same age as me, that original movie, and I just can't believe we're finally getting a sequel. Tim Burton is returning to direct with Michael Keaton as Beetle Juice, and I'll always remember watching that film as a kid, and Michael Keaton as Beetle Juice used to creep the fuck out of me, but he's absolutely superb in this role. He's wacky, he's bonkers, he's zany, and I just can't wait to see him return as this character. I'm so excited for this film. Like I said, I just really can't believe we're getting a sequel to it, because it is one of those films that I just grew up watching and just loving. It's also got one of my favourite Danny Elfman scores. It's classic Tim Burton. So yeah, Beetlejuice 2 comes in at number 3 for me. And in at number 2, it's the sequel to Joker, Folie à Deux. Todd Phillips is returning, writing and directing, and what more can I say? I am just so damn excited for this movie. I cannot wait to see what Todd Phillips is going to bring to us with this sequel. I'm hearing it's in part a musical. You've got Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn. I think that's just perfect casting there. I just really can't wait to see what she does with this character. And like, Joaquin Phoenix was simply superb as the Joker. And I just adored that first film. It was a fantastic character study into someone sort of just descending into madness and how society can affect people in that way. And I just thought it was just a fantastic character study. Not just a really good film about a very famous comic book character, but it was just a really good film about sort of a character, a human, sort of just mentally breaking down. And it was quite a tragic story, and I just thought the way they did it was very clever and very smart. I absolutely adore that first film. So yeah, there's not much more I can say. I'm a massive fan of Todd Phillips' Joker, and I just cannot wait to see what he gives us with the sequel. So yeah, Joker, Folie à Deux is in at number 2 for me.
The question is, do you have it in you to make it epic?
And in at number 1, it's the spin-off and prequel to what I regard as being one of the best action movies made in the last 10 to 20 years, and that's Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I am so hyped for this movie. I'm so damn excited. I adored Fury Road. It was such a thrilling, fun, adrenaline-filled experience, and it was a good example of how you craft an immersive, exciting action movie that felt real but also fantastical. George Miller knows how to deliver when it comes to creating and crafting an action set piece, and so I'm just really looking forward to seeing what George Miller does with Furiosa. I do have a minor issue though, a minor concern with the trailer, and that is what appears to be an over-reliance on CGI. Like, it looks very CGI in places, and so I am a little bit concerned about that. Like, Fury Road, one of the aspects I adored about Fury Road was how much practical they used with bringing the world to life and the action set pieces to life, and that's what made it so immersive. It just elevated that entire experience. So watching this trailer, it looks fun, it looks bonkers, it looks crazy, it looks like it's adrenaline filled and it's going to be exciting, but it does appear to be an over-reliance of CGI and what appears to look like CGI sets. So yes, a little minor concern there, but it doesn't take away from my excitement. I am looking forward to this film so much, and I have faith that George Miller is going to bring us something special like he has done with the previous Mad Max movies. They are what I regard as being pure cinema, pure immersive, fun and thrilling experiences. So yeah, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, is in at number 1 for me for my most anticipated movie of 2024. And there we are. They are my top 10 anticipated movies of 2024, the films that I'm looking forward to the most. But what are yours? Let me know in the comments below and let's get a discussion going. And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see future top 10s or movie reviews or just general movie talk from some random Welsh geek in Wales, then please hit the subscribe button. It will mean an awful lot to me. I hit my target of 200 subscribers already this year. That was my target for the year. So a massive thank you to all of those that have subscribed recently over the last couple of weeks and months and just over the year. It means an awful lot to me. There's so many of you who just want to watch some random Welsh geek rambling on. But yeah, thanks so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to be catching Godzilla -1 on Friday. I am so excited. I'm so hyped to check it out. I've heard so much positive buzz coming from the people that have already seen the film already over in the States. So yeah, I'll have a review up for Godzilla -1 over the weekend. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it and I'll be catching you guys soon.